This Boost Your BIM video is going to show us how we can use the Revit API to get the sketch of a floor, roof, or ceiling and use that sketch to create another element, which can also be a floor, roof, ceiling, or a set of model lines. The idea for this came from this post on the Revit forum, asking us to have an easy way to convert floors to ceilings and roofs and vice versa. So let's run the tool and then take a look at the code. So I'm prompted to select an object. I'll start off by selecting a floor. You can see we can then basically convert that into a ceiling, model lines, or roof. I'll start off with a ceiling. And now I just need to move the newly created ceiling out of the way a little bit so we can see that it's actually there. And you see the ceiling does have the same sketch as the floor did. We can run this on some other object types. So we'll select the ceiling and we use the ceiling to create a floor. And so now you can see in the same location as that ceiling, this floor has been created. We could also use that ceiling to create a roof. And so here's a roof created from the same sketch as the ceiling. And finally, we can run the same tool again, select the roof, and let's convert that sketch into model lines. And if I move the roof out of the way, you can see here these model lines were just created based on the sketch of the roof. Let's take a look at the code now. We start off by prompting the user to make a selection, and their options are to select either a floor, roof, or ceiling. So that's what the selection filter is going to do, limit our selection to an element of one of those categories. Next, we want to get the ID of the sketch element. So just like the floor, the roof is an element in the Revit database, the sketch is also an element in the Revit database. Floors and ceilings were updated a couple releases ago to add a sketch ID property. So we can get the sketch ID and the level ID pretty simply. Roofs, however, have not been updated. You can vote for this in the Revit Ideas forum if you'd like to see that added to the API. In the meantime, we do the old delete in a temporary transaction trick, where we start a transaction, delete the roof, store the list of elements that got deleted when the roof was deleted, then roll back that transaction so actually nothing has changed in the Revit database. But then we can go through that list of IDs that had been deleted temporarily and find the one in that list that is a sketch and pull that out into the sketch ID property. From the sketch ID, we get the sketch, and from the sketch, we can get the profile, which is a curve array of the elements in the sketch. We show a dialog asking the user what they want to create using that sketch. And then finally, we do that creation here, either creating a floor, creating a ceiling, creating a roof using new footprint roof, or creating model lines using a utility function that I wrote that you can get from the Bitbucket repository for this project. And lastly, we get the offset parameter. So this is the parameter for roof. It's base offset from level. For a floor or ceiling, it's called height offset from level. And so you can see here that this get offset parameter function returns this proper parameter. And so then we can get the parameters value for the element the user selected, and then use that to set the parameter for the element that was newly created. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned something great about the Revit API.